And who are you then? Looks like this young man wants to smile, but just can't bring himself to do it. What do you want? Nothing special. I want to ask a few questions. I'm kind of busy right now. Can talk to one of my roommates instead? I'm curious, how much does it cost to rent a room here? Can I answer that one? My boss provides my room board, but you could look in other city blocks like this one or ask him if there's a spare bed. Gotcha. Okay. Dark-haired man sighs sorrowfully and turns to the jolly woman who keeps him company in his makeshift dwelling. See, just like I told you, first that uneducated savage moves in next door. Now strangers are roaming around in our living space. What's going to happen tomorrow, if we live to see tomorrow, that is? The woman rolls her eyes and the man sighs again before turning back to you. My wife doesn't seem to think you're a threat. Well, out with it. I want her to hear it for herself. What did our terrible neighbor ask you to do to us? I don't know anything about any neighbors. What are you talking about? You really don't know the guy? He calls himself Ruslan. Do know if that's his real name. Listen, maybe you can help us. Not just me and my wife. By us, I mean every honest, humble soul in this mighty city. Okay, sounds important. I'm listening. You see, Ruslan, our new neighbor, moved into the other apartment of this building recently. He's a foreigner, a northern foreigner to be precise. Or he sounds suspicious, am I right? Or I can say nothing. Being an order is not his only sin. Every night his golden-maned, foul-mouthed hooligan sneaks out into the streets. Just as my recent investigation has shown, he heads over to a stack of old cable reels and hides something there. Most probably notes. What notes, you may ask? The only sensible answer is that they are seeking instruction on how best to conquer this scrap quarter during a full-on northern invasion. What else could it be? These reports are then delivered to the tribal spymaster, who's busily plotting the terrible tortures that apply to us honest locals when their accursed legions conquered Trudograd. But without proof, our local policemen will not lift a finger. I'm too scared to search out the truth on my own, especially at night. Second. I tried looking during the day, but his secret cache had already been retrieved by his handler. It must happen around daybreak. Please, young man, for my sake and for the sake of investigate this matter fully. Okay. In return, I'll gift you with a bounty of expired medication, which I cannot use myself because of the likely health risk. Deal? Can't promise anything, but look into the matter if I happen to have some time to kill. Okay. I understand you're a busy person, but please make haste. The enemy never sleeps. Sorry, but in the scrap quarter, discussing even the most abstract things has a tendency to backfire you, especially if it is for someone you barely know. Okay. Another quest. Man, we're getting so many quests for this place. Young woman looks at you with candid disgust. Seems like you're not her favorite person, probably not even top 5. Who let you in here? I'm looking for work in the city. Know anyone who's hiring? I don't have any advice for the likes of you. Look for a job elsewhere, preferably someplace far from here. You made your point. Can you answer a few questions then? Yeah, I'm not gonna answer your questions as you wish, and I guess it's nothing more. God, what up? Before you stands a stocky lad of uncertain age. His red and unpleasantly swollen face is staring straight ahead at your manly chest. Checking you out, the lad scowls and crosses his arm. What the hell, dude? This isn't Colcott's. Can't you just stomp around in here in your dirty boots like some dirty boot stomper? Easy there, boy. I might have to whack you one right across the old sneezer. Fine, calm down. I don't want any trouble, and see if you don't either. What do you want? That's all I want to ask a few questions. You don't want the reference desk. Go bother one of my neighbors. Fine. Okay. Here. I think we've done this place then, right? You have to do a lot at night time. Gonna do a proper save. Somewhere. 10. You should be in this building. So this is layout of this place then. In we go. Oh. Give me all your loot. Gonna have to go around at night time and see if people are sleeping and we can maybe, you know, borrow some stuff. The heck is this locked off for? You walk up to the mighty old man hunched over the table. You're about to address him as Professor Goreshev, one of the reasons of your visit to Trudograd, before realizing it's actually your old acquaintance. My oh my, it is my long-lost heir, my blessed wonder, my hot-tempered offspring. Finally we meet again. The prodigal son returns to visit his withered and decrepit old father. Hexogen, what are you doing here? You didn't come to visit. Oh, my fragile sentimental hopes, my poetic vision for a new world order, my soul's longing for immortality through transformative literature, all gone, destroyed as thoroughly as if by nuclear strike, and all because my dear son has forgotten about me once again. It hurts. Oh, Supreme Soviet, it hurts so damn much. Oh, come on, no need for the drama. It's good to see you, Hex. You exchanged a fierce backslapping hug with the old man. What's new with you? Tell me everything. I'll tell you everything, but first you tell me, have you heard anything about Professor Goryashev? Goryashev sold me this apartment and disappeared. Oh, what was his reason for selling? His reason were utter nonsense, my child. He stuttered and mumbled like a half-wit, eyes wandering all over the place. Kept looking behind his back like a paranoid. Too many people know where I live. I need to lay low. Stuff like that. Was there anything unusual about his behavior? Sure, his petty nitpicking about every little plot discrepancy. The man is a total bore, obsessed with his belief in the superiority of hard sciences over the elegant and refined liberal arts. A hallmark of his type, an uncultured intellectual heathen. Well, that and the fact that he constantly complained about being followed. A case study in paranoia, if you ask me. Why would anyone want to follow him? Professor, my ass. How did you two meet? Our meeting was as unpoetic as the man himself. I saw his ad for this place glued to a fence. Unwilling and frankly unable. Keep squandering my fortune on a hotel room. I decided to pay him a visit. What was your relationship like? Oh, my dear sweet summer child. What relationship could Jupiter have with a common bull? How does a modern-day Homer relate to a Neanderthal oozing vulgarity and turpitude? What could I possibly have to discuss with this slave to the dull cult of quantum physics? So without getting into too much detail, we had drinks together sometimes and played checkers. Do you have any idea where he might be now? I tell you the same thing an innkeeper once told me. Same innkeeper who used to hide his pre-war vodka as soon as he saw me entering his tavern. Serving me nothing but that cheap swill from Trudograd's breweries. He said, I'm not selling my cozy and stylish apartment in the center of town and hiding away in a safe house just to share my new address with every fool who asked. You can believe it, he had the audacity to say that to my face. Well, this is certainly intriguing. You betcha, and the intrigue doesn't end there. How can one hide his best drinks and never extend a kopeck of credit to his most loyal customers? Okay, fair enough, I need to think this over. As you start to turn away, old Hexogen stops you with a mournful cry. Wait a second, son, wait, my dear. Yes, I'm listening. You're here on a mission, correct? Come now, no use dissembling with your old man. I can see right through you. What do you say we bring back the good old days? Go on a dangerous and thrilling adventure together, father and son reunited. Are you sure? You got money and your own apartment. You look pretty comfortable here. Money means nothing to me, it's just dust, and after the failure of my second Trudograd book, there isn't as much of this dust as I would like. What was your first Trudograd book about? What do you mean, what was it about? It was about the adventures we had, you and I. Are you out of your damn mind? It was a second mission. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Anyway, let's change the story slightly, adding a female agent, Marfa Arkadevna, as my love interest. And a chapter on how we've been rebuilding the USSR, colonizing what's left of the United States, and the story worth writing is worth embellishing. Any real author would tell you this. Fine, whatever. I can use some help, so let's go. With a heavy heart, you allow the old man to follow you. Is this a wise decision? If not, what might the consequences be? These are questions for another day. Let's go. Okay, so we got a partner now. Yeah, we're not gonna go solo this time. We did last time. Okay, loot. Take care of everything. Hmm? It's not. Do. Piece of tire, sure one. Okay, so. Yeah, so you can carry some stuff. Ooh. I want that. about to level up. Let's see. We should have him for tinkering. So he can craft stuff for us. And I don't need to do that on my character. Put everything tinkering. Let's see what we should put him on then. Something I have written up somewhere. Let's see. Let's see, we should have these done as the same, right? An open skin and all this. And so we can carry more hit points. Juggernaut. And then what was it? Then we have this. Gonna go with SMG for him. If I remember what I wrote down. Fast learner to uh, that one I think we ignore. Go for that bookworm. Then we have that, and then we have this. Hmm. Do, do, do. Hmm. We need to get some points and levels to get the. He doesn't need that one. Let's see, it was neutralizer. Doo -doo -doo. What do we have here? Hmm. Let's do this. Go with SMG. Quick draw. Do. Listening. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I mean, just turns apart me from a woman pacing in front of her entrance. She turns to you with a gaze full of hope. Valerian? You're really not the one she's waiting for. She shrugs hopelessly and shakes her head. No, you're not him. Did you want something? Speechcraft. Lie. I'm his friend. Is he not home? Woman looks deep into your eyes and smiles guiltily. It seems she swallowed your lies. Oh, I don't recognize you. You served together. Oh, that seems unlikely. Please forgive me. I would offer you something, but I'm completely at loose ends. Valerian has gone missing. He stepped out, promised he would be right back, and I haven't heard anything since. Where did he go, unless you aren't at liberty to disclose that information? I'll be happy to help you look for him, Ruta. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful Valerian has such noble friends. I was afraid all his pals were good-for-nothing drunks or worse. But, are you really going to help me? Yes, though I don't know where to start looking. Ruta contemplates the words for a minute before flinching as if she had seen a giant poisonous spider. Alright, I totally forgot. Some other people came by before you. You also asked about Valerian. What people? I need to know. The suspicious looking thugs. When we first started asking questions, I felt relieved. Thought maybe they were detectives, but then why would such a large group of detectives be working all together on a kidnapping case? Especially a case that's so new. A new level, though. When I realized something wasn't quite right, I slammed the door on them. They weren't Dandelions goons, that's for sure, but then who were they? What did you tell them? I told him that what he looks like and what he was wearing the last time I saw him. Oh god, do you think they're after him? Do you know where they went? No, like I told you, I slammed the door in the grubby face that it didn't knock again. So where else could he have gone? He was planning to meet up with two of his friends. Jacek is Sakurov, he sells apples in the scrap quarter. And Stefan Snowdrop, who served with my husband in the food expeditions. I think Stefan lives somewhere close to Mikolai's tavern. What can you tell me about Jacek? I used to think he was a decent fellow, but people say such terrible things about him. They claim he works as a hired assassin for the mob. Though I'm not sure if I believe these rumors. It's true my husband's friends aren't model citizens, but surely they are not murderous gangsters. Tell me about Stefan. Pathetic little drunk. I don't understand what the Valerian sees in him. Even when my husband drinks, he never sinks to Stefan's level. Valerian has internal strength. He has integrity. I think he's friends with that Stefan only out of pity. After all, they serve together. Oh god, please talk to them. Maybe they know what's going on. Right. I think it's time for me to go. I don't know. What happens if we go in here and roam around a little? Stop, Bob. Are you staying here with me, or there's nothing in there? You exited the building, burdened by your failure to learn anything regarding the whereabouts of the elusive Professor Goreshev when an unshaven man appears before you. He quickly takes two last drags of his ciggy and tastes it on a greasy smirk, his version of a friendly and inviting smile. How do you do? Hope I'm not interrupting anything. You see, I have a proposition. Go on, do what you want. Spit it out. There's this rumor going around that you're searching for Professor Goreshev. I have some intel I would love to offer you in exchange for a small favor, of course. I need you to accompany me to a certain little, kerfuffle. A kerfuffle, huh? Go on, I'm intrigued. As a spirit, listen, I won't beat around the bush. I'm planning a robbery and I need companions. The victims are all criminals, so your conscience won't trouble you at all. There's good money in it, and no police will be involved. What bandit calls the cops when what bandit calls the cops when he's robbed, huh? You spin your whole plan to a string, just like that. Amazing, but I need more details. No problem. What do you want to know? First thing first, who you're planning to rob? Blood sports with animals are legal in Trudograd, but unlike in Paragon, all winnings are subject to tax. Let me tell you, tax is huge. That's why some smart-ass organized secret blood sport arenas to avoid the honor of padding out the city's budget. Well, they still have to pay bribes, but even legal establishments pay those, heh. Plan to rob one such place. These guys organize cockfights and there's always tons of cash around. They're also having some problems right now, so no one will avenge them if they happen to run into some bad luck. Us. I'll How do I know your intern on the professor is genuine? You just have to trust me on that. I did some business with old geezer. I see, and who are you exactly? I'm a man of great perception. I see opportunities where a lesser man sees nothing. My street name is Pencil. Agree to my proposition. I'm rarely wrong. So what's the loot gonna be? It's gonna be big. Tell me, what sum would you consider good money? 1,000 rubles? Multiply that number by 10 and throw in an extra few grand. That's how much we're talking about. Aren't you worried I'll rat you out? Okay, I heard... look here. On the brains of the operation, you're my right-hand man. What we are lacking is a getaway driver and a skilled safe cracker. I'll give you the rest of the plan once we get hold of these guys. The driver, Mick at the wheel, can be found near the city gates. He'll be out fiddling with his clunker. Safe cracker located lab assistant can be found in the scrap quarter. I'll go recruit one and you go and get the other to save time, you know. Deal, I'll go fetch the getaway driver. Awesome, make it a week can be found near the market in the outskirts only during the day. Reel him in and I'll talk to the safe crack. When you're done, go straight to the scrap quarter. I'll be waiting in one of the houses. Yeah, just don't fuck me over, okay? So, we got some leveling up to do then. Okay, let's see. What's the next point in this? It is 200. Technology, and then we're gonna have get this one. $50. Hello, Diggy. I'm trying to figure it all out. Oh, crafting the weapons no longer jam. Okay, dude, I'm getting that one, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of... This one is, well, somewhat similarities, but it's also very different in many aspects. Let's see, this one is 10 to 17. Perhaps that one is kinda... So we got a companion already. I'm gonna give him... I have a weapon for him at the moment. Only bullets either. He can get this one again. Put that on him. He's gonna be our crafter boy. Okay. You won't wear that. Okay. How are you doing then, Diggy? Well, he doesn't come with any weapons at all. Can we give him a melee weapon for now? So we need this one. Crafting recipes. To make the next, I need to make one of these. Custom made. Don't have some of the items. Oh, rope. God damn it! I don't have a rope at the moment. Okay. Oh, one whole rich. What the? Maybe a fashionista lives here. Well, that means we can loot. Free stuff! The young woman is trying her best to seem calm, but keeps darting very glances at the front door. She obviously is feeling restless about something. Who are you? I don't know you. Are you here to see my father? Did something happen? What did you expect? What are you worried about? The young woman keeps glancing fearfully at the door. She starts whispering. Last year, my father bought the apartment next door. He was planning to rent it out with the first people who moved in. Oh. Weird noise comes from the door, maybe from beneath the floor. In any case, the sound terrifies the young woman. She flinches and covers her mouth with trembling hands. Do you hear? It happened as soon as I mentioned them. Talk to my dad about it. I don't want to say anymore. Come on, nothing happened. It's probably rats scurrying about. Her eyes goes round and she raises her finger to her lips. Don't call them rats. Who knows what they're capable of? Especially since not only their bodies are plastic, but their hearts as well. Can't tell you anything else. Talk to my father about it. Okie dokie, in that case, you answer a couple of questions? What? No, I don't know you. Go away. Okay. Well. This is the data. Even the apartment is quite warm, the sleepy, sour-faced man is trembling slightly. What do you want? We're not looking for renters anymore. We found some tenants already. Have you seen them? In the apartment next door. Seen them move? Beelzebub's horrible automatons. Couldn't agree more. This lousy provincial town is full of demonic automatons and wizard dolls. I listen to the raggedy, ill-bred Leonid Utosov with his half-baked jazz. They draw a vulgar picture of Gadov on the walls. Yes, I'm talking about the modern youth. And I'm talking about the simulacra from the abyss renting the flat next door. What's wrong with your neighbors? Man's frightened stammering gives away to sarcasm. Oh, you naive, unspoiled soul. As you walk past the windows of the flat next door, you must have thought it was occupied by a fashion designer or maybe a seamstress, eh? Well, you've never been so wrong in all your days. Those plastic dummies are my neighbors and tenants. Eve Graf and Adelaida Maniquinov. Wait, so are they mannequins or people? Haven't you seen them already? We have plenty of bystanders peeping in our windows. They're mannequins made of nothing but plastic, but Never strikes a crumbled greasy paper from his pocket and falls in front of you. It's some kind of invoice. See, this is the bill of the previous month. It says right here, landlord. Yefimir Tatianovich Greshkin, that's me. Tenants, Evgraf and Adelaida Maniquinov. That's them, all paid and signed. They rent my second flat. How does a mannequin sign a rental agreement? How do I know? I'm telling you, they slip the money and the bill under my door every month. At 3 in the morning, the witching hour. Last month the money was late, so I decided to pay them a visit. But first, I'll be honest with you, I took a peek through the window. What if they were really drug dealers producing Black Lotus, I thought. I went outside. There was the mannequin staring out the window with a bill and a bundle of banknotes in its hands. I nearly had a heart attack. That makes no sense. How can mannequins move into an apartment on their own? He just appeared in the other flat one morning. The agreement and the first month's rent had been slipped under my door. I don't understand how they can move. At first I thought there was a shut-in living there with them, but no, it's just those two damn mannequins. Okay, but have you actually seen them move with your own eyes? Yoshkin smiles mirthlessly. No, never with my own eyes, but we have heard someone walking around on the other side of the wall, stomping and groaning, and in the morning, on my way to work, I often glance through the window. And what do I see? The mannequin changed their position during the night. The one that was standing at the window with a watering can is now sitting in a chair. The other one by the wardrobe is now in front of the stove. It's creepy as heck. Huh? Is there something I can do to help? I don't know. Every time I check on them, they're perfectly still. Not in the same place as the day before, but motionless. They just won't move while someone is watching them. Must be a condition of the spell that brought them to life. You can go look at them, just for the sake of it. It will soon be time for them to start moving and making noise again. In any case, I don't expect much from your investigation. Don't give up all hope just yet. Who knows? I might just solve this mystery. Yes, Yefim Gerskin doesn't reply, just waves his hand dismissively and heaves a deep sigh. Let's leave the mannequins for now. Could you answer some questions? Since I'm burning my soul and told you about the mystical Maniquinov family, I think I can answer a couple of your questions. What do you do for a living? I deal in scrap metal. After I made a fortune in the business, my wife persuaded me to buy the apartment next door and rent it out. My tenant's a bit weird, to say the least. Anyway, I'd rather not talk about it. Here's some interesting rumors, though. There have been some very dubious character coming to Trudograd recently. People say that for every 2 migrants from the north, one will be either a terrorist or a drug dealer. It's going to be end badly, mark my words. Okay. And then we had this person. Middle-aged woman is bustling about her household chores. Seeing you, she winces as if she spotted a flying cockroach in her kitchen. You have no business here, get lost. Well, you got some stray mannequins bothering you. What can you tell me about them? Oh, don't ask. They've driven my husband mad and my daughter too. To be honest, I'm also uneasy about having them as neighbors, but that's no reason to lose your mind. They really can't move on their own. They might be bad, but there isn't any proof. Personally, I've never noticed anything strange about them at all, aside from them being mannequins. I'm looking for someone on your street. Could you help me? No, I don't think so. I don't have time. Answer some questions? No. Okay. Hey, buddy. Where you going with the broom? A bit of street cleaning is sweeping the street clean and sniffling from time to time, judging by the snow and dirt everywhere. He's either not that good at his job, or thanks to him, the street no longer looks like it was bombed. He leans on his broom and looks at you expectantly. Yes? Hi, I'm new to the city and want to talk. Ahem, I'm not sure I like that, but okay. Looking for a local, Professor Gorbachev. Any idea where I can find him? Gorbachev, sounds familiar. Yes, I think I know who you mean. Lives at number 9 Kolotuskin Street, if memory serves. What do you want from him? Let's looking for an old colleague, is all. Memory serves, Gorachev's a lot older than you, but that's none of my business. Walk around, knock on doors, maybe someone can ask and tell you more. Well, listen, how can you work in this weather? The man gives an offhand shrugs and adjusts his grip on his broom. What choice do I have? That's just how the old cookie crumbles. You answer a couple of questions? It's going to be... Okay. Nope. Want to have a discussion. We'll save and I mean... God damn it. Okay, now let's see here. So go to him. So this is a new thing in this game, that you can like put. Oh, that's not good. Plus 10% jamming chance? No. Yeah, no, but it's just this is different from, you know, the first one. Here you can like put in different things for compensator magazine. It's like I have on my character. Oh. on my crossbow. I have like an optics. So it gives you very good things. So I'm building it, so I'm going with a crossbow guy in this playthrough. Well, it's supposed to be pretty effective though. Because you have like different bolts. These are like 14% piercing. Then you have the metal bolts, which is like 40% armor piercing, which is insane. Let's see. And like hurrying up and looting stuff while he's on the other side. Oh, printing press, huh? I want to loot first before I talk to him. Apple. And salt. Okay, let's go and have a little. Let's see. Good thing we don't have to think about food for him, at least. Our companion. I have a set 40-ish fellow greets you with a sad sigh. Hello and welcome to Virico Novo's print house, home of the cult classic periodical Grandma's Secret. Fortunately, we no longer offer subscription. It's gotten way too dangerous. Subscribing to a magazine is dangerous. How come? I can see you're not an avid reader of Grandma's Secrets. If you were, you would already know about my predicament from articles like Printhouse Curie attacked by Capybarov's gang, Grandma's Secrets under siege, and under Curie attacked by Theophilus Capybarov, and so on. You might have read my editorial, The Bloody Price of Safety. Gang leader Capybarov demands money for safe passage of Grandma's Secrets curious on his street. Let's obey good Samaritans for help. What's a beef with this capybara character? I'm neither beef nor veil with this ruffian. The damn opportunist spotted my curious traveling through his territory and started demanding a toll for safe passage. I know what kind of world we live in. If he asks for a ruble per trip, I will consider it, but 2? That's just plain crazy. Subscription to Grandma Siki costs 50 rubles per year. Do the math. I see, okay, I'll help you with the capybara. Let me show you where to find the man. Oh, that's a strange map you have there. Is it electric? I hope gadgets like this don't replace good old-fashioned paper anytime soon. It would drive me out of business overnight. It does weakly and pointed the spot on the screen. Gang controls a few blocks between here and the scrap quarter. Please tell them to stop harassing my curious or, you know, kill them. I'll pay you handsomely. How handsomely? A few weeks ago I decided to buy a weapon for protection. I don't know if the merchant was trying to trick me or there was a miscommunication. But instead of a gun I ended up with a firearms modification kit or something. I'm not explaining these things, but I'm sure someone like you would find it useful. Got it. Can we change the subject now? There's some questions, you don't mind? Questions are easy. They don't make me any money, but they don't lose me money either. What can you tell me about your job? The local bandits extort me for my curious safety. I won't be able to continue for long. If only one of the city's faction would help us out. But do they care to? Nope, no one does. How much do you earn? Are you kidding? I can barely afford meat ends. You can tell me about Trudograd. The city of chaos and lawlessness is what it is. When the tram still worked, it was livable. But now, if my business fails, I'll be leaving the same day. I'd be better off living in some small village surrounded by nature. Care to share any rumors? What good is hearsay? I will share some sad truth instead. Did you know that people who read books are a minority in Trudograd? What if the authorities still blame the chaos of the 90s for this disaster? That decade has become a tired old scapegoat for those lazy bones. Okay. Okay, time for me to go. Okay, cool, we got that map, safety. Go into this building and see what we get. This fella. This stooped craftsman is nailing a new soul to worn out boots without looking up from his work. He shouts out, first of all, speak up. I'm a deaf invalid after all. Second, when I get those shoes fixed up. You're not that old. How do you lose your hearing? What? Ah, you tell me what roars and rumbles so that after the first shift half the youngsters' eardrums burst. The only way to escape from this thing is to drown yourself. Survival, no. Ah, of course not. I spent 20 years in the engine room of a cargo ship and went deaf right by the engine itself. Traveled all the way from Paragon to Rio no Okama, so I did. Even considered sailing to America to see how they were doing out there, but the weather wasn't too good. After that I became a boot fixer-upper instead. Ah, so that's how it is. Do you offer anything besides mending boots? Man pulls out a cardboard box with a tube of shoe polish, a couple of brushes and a dirty rag from under his stool. It is, I can also shine your shoes. That would be 30 rubles. Expensive, but shiny boots are real luxury. You mind answering a few questions? What? What question? No, Sean. Okay. Well, I ain't gonna pay 30 rubles here to shine my boots. Yeah, let's go in here and see what we got. You approach a small woman in green overcoat. She has the shakes, but you doubt it's from the cold. Most likely caused by some neurological disease. She looks at you uncertainly and asks, "Yes? Did you want anything in particular?" "How's life treating you, good woman?" "What life? Where?" "Oh, yes, it's not too fun. Maybe we can help you out." Yeah, well, she is an old lady. Huh? No, no, no. What are you saying? We cannot have any conversation. What can we have are basically spanners, sprockets, snowshoes, and monoliths. No conversations here. Seems like the old lady is a bit out of it. Her speech becomes stranger and stranger, and you can't even understand the individual words. You walk away. Okay, a mustached fellow sitting in the middle of the dilapidated proletarian kitchen gives you a haughty look and asks with a sly grin, "Got any beer?" You're dressed really queer. "Why would I share a beer with you?" "Well, you're a guest here after all. We don't take kindly to people bargaining into what will one day be our home, especially if they're not bearing gifts." "Yeah, you left wet footprints all over my mom's floor and you didn't even bring a gift, you selfish fuck." "Aren't you ashamed to be living with your mom as an adult man?" "Hey, if your mom is in a ditch somewhere being eaten by dogs doesn't mean everyone should be so heartless. You tell him, bro, we watched your mom like hogs. Even promised to give us her flat when she dies. Don't scram, you SOB." I like choice number 2. I'm gonna be the SOB after I stab or liberate and butcher you. Nah, we're not gonna be that mean. Hey, relax, bros. Better yet, answer some questions. How about you fuck off instead of asking dumbass questions? Yeah, get the hell out of here, pronto. You're scaring our mom, for fuck's sake. Up yours, losers. What do we have here then? Write something in a pre-war notebook for a quill and ink, the woman whispers. How about you cross this palm with silver, you bastard? Gatsky barked while lunging at the remain with a broken shovel handle. Sorry, I'm in the middle of my writing just now. Let's talk later. Oh, will you look at this woman? I composed my best lines while being tortured in a forced labor logging camp. In the cancer ward, while being crucified, while they were turning me into a devil. And you cannot spare a couple of minutes to talk to this kid? Yes, I heard it a million times, Trudograd. I have my own process. I can't allow myself to be distracted. Okay. Fine. Talk to this fellow. Middle-aged man produces a dry smile as you come closer. You get the impression he's been waiting for you. Hello, Shoot to Kill Printhouse, right? Right, I have started working on a new book, so you're in for a very exciting interview. Son, are you really working for this very influential magazine? And you're going to interview some whiner while the gray-headed genius of Soviet literature has been at your side all this time? Oh, Brutus. Oh, Pavel Morozov. Sorry, mister. Didn't quite catch that. Are you coming to the interview as well? It's actually you I want to talk to. I have a few questions. Are you serious? Me? Wow, that's new. The magazine wants to know more about the man behind the great writer. Just kidding. This has nothing to do with you. I still want to ask you a few general questions. Sorry, but I'm not used to small talk, especially if it's not related to my writer's work. Okay, let's talk about something else. Yeah, let's arrange the interview. Rice is very interested in sharing details of her upcoming book with your readers. Okay, I'll interview your wife. Let's quickly go over the rules and you'll be set. First off, no personal questions, nothing concerning her love life. Second, don't call her by her pen name, Daryl Raishki. Your interview, call her Raisa. Third, I recommend discussing her latest work, Saving Private Remain, From Gypsy with Love, and of course the book she's working on, The Gypsy and the Senorita. Fifth or fourth, rather ahem. I need to ask a personal favor. Will you hear me out? Weird. Okay. That's an interesting twist. Go on. Right husband closes his eyes and pinches the bridge of his nose. Okay, this might sound stupid at first, but I'm dying to know upon whom Raisa based her protagonist remained, this heroic villain, this fairy, brow-flirting filibuster with a heart of gold. Of course, I understand it's fiction. But Raisa depicts his adventures, erotic and otherwise, so vividly that I'm sure he must be modeled on a real person. The novel Gypsy Kiss has a love scene where Romain calls out the name of his heart's desire, Raisa, even though the female protagonist is called Florizelda. He refuses to reveal the source of her inspiration, saying it would kill the character's masculine mystique. But perhaps you might let it slip during an interview. Please help me. Find out who is this Gypsy Baron's prototype. You have a real talent for circling around the issue. You worry she's cheating on you, right? You have to be so crass. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight, but... Well, the answer is yes. That's why I want to know. If my marriage falls apart, it will be the end of me. Okay, I'll find out what I can. Say goodbye to uncertainty, maybe. Thank you so much. Man calls his wife from where she's bent over the desk. Right, so there, the report is here. He's going to interview you, just like we wanted. Just imagine your sales going up, up, up. Or talk to Raisa, now she will hear you out. See what happens. Oh yeah, we're gonna interview her, right? Ah, who are you shitting on? Woman can, okay, do you want to hear the stories that my scars tell? This one tells about the time I saved my brother from mermaids. This guy recites a tragic love story, but sooner or later, everyone will be avenged by this dagger. I'm distracted from writing. I'm here about the interview. Do you have a minute? Raisa looks up, blinking from illegible writing, and a kind smile blossomed on her face. Alright, I got so caught up in my own thoughts that the world around me ceases to exist. But I'm willing to make an exception for you. You're from Shoot to Kill Print House, right? Lie, yes, exactly. I work for them. Georg told me about you. How come you don't have a notepad or a voice recorder? Don't tell me you're going to rely on memory. Interact, lie, point at the button on your sleeve. KGB spy tech. I use a Stirlitz miniature voice recorder. Wow, you have to use... I'll have to use something like that in a future chapter. The tech we used to have to build a voice recorder into an ordinary button. Excuse me, I lost track of our conversation. Do you have a plan for our interview? Peachka prefers spontaneity to plans. Let's just chat and see what the conversation leads us. I like the sound of that. The best conversations happen in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Yes, let me get started. You can start wherever you want. I can tell you about my literary past and my most scandalous works and the universe of my Gypsy Odyssey series. And of course, I would like to say a few words about my newest book, or perhaps you have something else in mind. Let's go ahead and ask. Let's discuss your past. How did you become a writer? To be honest, I always wanted to be an author. For as long as I can remember, I've been writing silly poems about love, of course. I always wanted to write something deeper, to mix genres and make plots intertwine. What better setting for a thrilling, brutal, yet romantic and sometimes funny series than Gypsy Odyssey? At the age of 20, I had created the protagonist Romain and the universe he lives in. Which of your books is the most scandalous? The book I co-wrote with Pekanovich. It was called The Baron versus the Barbarian, where the characters of our books had to face each other in deadly combat. However, they reconciled, having learned that their mothers shared the same first name. This plot twist confused a lot of people and was widely seen as meaningless, alas. Let's not forget my other white-hot work, The Gypsy That Crossed My Palm. There, Romain's mother, Romana, predicts an attack from Sioma Voronok, the tyrant of the north, which results in the destruction of Trudograd. However, the head of the secret police, Major von Skandrolov, does not believe her and banishes all the gypsies from the city. Then the prophecy comes true. The expulsion of his people doesn't affect our main feelings about the ordinary citizens of Trudograd. When Sioma starts his invasion with an attack on an orphanage in the city center, our hero jumps on a stolen horse and tramples the enemy to death. The following celebration, the grateful crowd literally tears von Skandrolov to pieces. What are you working on now? I'm glad you asked. I'm writing a sequel to my most commercially successful book, The Big Trouble in Little Gypsy Camp 2. As you know, in the previous book, Romain defeats his twin brother Niamor with the Gypsy King dagger. But 3 years later, his camp is flooded with poisonous moonshine produced by a mysterious merchant. The only clue to his identity is the same dagger sticking out of his left eye. Will a proud nomad be able to defeat an enemy that's risen from the dead? Or maybe they will form an unlikely alliance and become partners in crime. Or perhaps our hero will squander his energy arguing with his shrew of a bride-to-be, Marianne. Or maybe the brother of his father's sister's son, the young and dangerous Shetsky, will return from Egypt with an army of neo-Mamluks to challenge Romain for his title as Baron. So what inspired you to write the Gypsy Odyssey? What is your obsession with these adventurous types? I don't know, it's just an interesting subject. Some people read my books because of Romain, others for the epic battles. My books, where a guitar ballad serenading extraordinary beauties is followed by ruthless gunfights with the enraged paraplegics, everybody can find something to enjoy. Have you ever wanted to write about ATOM? Even what? Never heard of it. I see. Right size is suspiciously. Do you? That seemed rather short. Well, maybe I can offer your readers some exclusive information about the series. You could reveal who the heroic Romain is based on. That's something everyone is dying to know. Oh no, I like to keep my fans guessing. If they find out all my secrets, they might lose interest. Intellect. The real answer will remain our secret. I will write only that you told me the shocking truth about Romain and it left me flabbergasted. How cunning! Spiking my fans' interest without really saying anything. And where there's interest, there's sales. I like it. Alright, are you ready to hear the truth? Romain is based on my husband, Georg. Okay, really? How did such a tough character come to be modeled after your husband? Yes, I know him very well. To me, that man is a hero. I grew up in a village near Astrakhan and my father was very strict. He blamed the war and the collapse of the country on everyone who wasn't exactly like him. Since Georg was a refugee from a badly bombed region, my father hated him at once. He used to interrupt our dates and intercept our love letters. He swore to kill Georg if he ever saw him in the village. That's why we began plotting our escape. It seemed impossible, just a fantasy, until one momentous night when I heard the thudding of hooves outside my window. I looked outside and it was my Georg. He was wearing his best jacket and riding my father's horse, Turnip. He suddenly offered me his hand and helped me up into the saddle, and down the Trudograd road, dust blowing in my face, my heart trembling. I will remember that night forever. When I started the Gypsy Odyssey, I wanted to preserve this memory and base the main character on my heroic husband. I tried to be subtle about it, but when I write Remain, I'm always thinking about my beloved Georg. Well, what do you know? Thanks for the story. Well, thank you for listening. Feel free to come again. You're a weird guy, but that's usually the case with creative types. Stop, you're making me blush. Salute the woman and leave. Okay, buddy. Have you been able to learn anything about the mother of Remain, Gypsy Baron Extraordinaire? Yes, I did find something out. It turns out Remain is based on you, the time you abducted her from her father's house for her very first inspiration. The man's eyes well up with emotion, his cheeks flush a healthy red. And over his heart he speaks in a husky whisper. All this time I thought Remain was based on some ex or God forbid the current lovers. But it was a story of our love. Yes, now I understand. I stole a horse from her father, that tyrant, and rescued her from her farm. It included that same scene in Ballad of a Gypsy. I just didn't realize she had swapped the horse for a tank and her brutal father for the chief of a rival gypsy camp. She really does love me. She has loved me this whole time, and not only that, to her I'm a fantastically attractive, passionate young hero. Are you alright, man? I'm better than alright. I'm Remain. All these years, all her books were about me. This is how Ryza sees me. I'm going to dedicate myself to living up to her vision. Yeah, but who's going to pay me? Also Remain? Ah, yes, here, reward. Take 100 rubles in these medicines. As a nomad of the wasteland, I can assure you they will come in handy on your adventures. There ain't much, is it, brother? Okay, Road Warrior. With the wisdom of long experience, this old gypsy will throw in 200 more rubles and an extra medical aid. Happy now? Nice doing business with you, Remain. Man gives you free and okay. It's for you, Gajo. Gajo is what we gypsy call anyone without Roma blood, like you, and I'm a gypsy. That's what my wife wrote in her book. Okay, if you say so, buddy. I gotta go now. Okay. Well, that turned out nice. Let's see. So we got some. Nice. So we got med kits. We got the super stimulant. Oh, that's. Nice. You're taken aback by a stooped fellow staring at you with glistening puppy dog eyes, but soon realize it's not you he's gazing at like a love-struck fool. The ethereal sea ripples and surges with 1,000 waves, trying to tell us something. You convey a message to mankind itself. You have no idea, am I right? Like the first one. Not this crap again. Nerds, come quickly! It's another refugee from the lunch bucket brigade. We go with number 3. No, we don't. Would you enlighten me? Did you know I can see radio waves? I was told it's a retinal anomaly. Number 4. I can say I believe you, mate. Let me take a closer look. The guy walks up to you without running. You look more closely at his irises than you ever looked at anyone. Maybe there's something unusual about him. Or maybe it's a trick of the light. You notice my eyes are a bit unusual. Thanks to the different structure, I can see beautiful patterns of colorful ether around antennas. But not here in Trudograd. There's something wrong with the radio signals here. Something wrong? Well, who would have thought? Alright, go on. Go on what? Let me show you. If you can see even a shadow of what I do, you get a much clearer idea of what I'm talking about. Walking awkwardly around back of you, he puts his hand on your shoulders and points at a particular spot on the distant horizon. Sigh and look at the sky. The guy stands so close you can almost feel his breath on your neck. Look carefully, see that? The sky is distorted. Look like the air over a hot road in summer. Black streams of radio signals from all of Trudograd are intertwining to form a monstrous spectral body. His name is Arafel. The leafy cloud of the Last Judgment, the precursor of the bloody reaping. Learn its pulsing, hungry darkness. This guy looks perfectly ordinary to you. Perhaps you should look closer. Tap one eye tightly. I'm trying. Pierce the astral veil with your inner eye. I'm looking. I'm trying to comprehend. You stare so hard you start to think you actually can see barely perceptible tentacles sliding over the roofs of Trudograd. Clouds turning into torn flags and humped piles of corpses amidst the silent, screaming, smoldering skyscrapers. The apocalyptic vision becomes clearer and clearer, reaches its peak, and disappears, leaving an awful anxiety deep inside you. Now it's perfectly clear to you. This city is doomed. Oh Lord, I saw it all! The guy heaves a sigh of relief and takes a step away from you, concealing something under his shirt. Oh yeah, amazing. You're a real psyche, hehehe. Think I'll go get myself a snack and find some place to warm up. You should get away from here too. I once saw this thing I'm seeing today over a little village in the mountains. A month later, my water burned it to the ground. So you're my water knight. What do you know about him? He's the king of the northern diamond mines. He's unforgiving, rich, and loves power above all. He's taken over so much land you might as well call him the next general secretary of the USSR. I see you're right, I won't distract you from your business any longer. Did he take something from us, or...? I'm kind of confused. Okay, let me see here. I think he stole something from us. Yeah, he took 2 grand of my rubles. I knew it was something. I mean, I got some nice experience, but I'm not gonna lose 2 grand, man. Oh, we're going with number 1. Not this crap. Now, come quickly. It's another refugee from the Lunch Bucket Brigade. The guy glances around fearfully and starts making shushing motions with his hands. Wait, I'm not insane. Mine is a different kind of story. I'm sure it is, but first I'd like to ask you a couple of general questions. Questions? Well, if it's important to you, okay. We'll continue to looking at the sky if you don't mind. What's your name, mate? People call me different names, as I'm sure you know. It makes people feel big to bully and humiliate anyone different from themselves. I also have a name that invites all sorts of jokes. Grinja. My name is Grinja. Did I find that name in the same trash can where your mother left you? What the hell? A name like any other. Nice to meet you. Now I have a question. What do you do for a living? Nothing yet, just watching, as the old adage says, never do today what you can do tomorrow. You can tell me about Trudograd. Worries me, but I'm not going to tell you more unless you stop your interrogation, alright, friend? Any gossip you want to share? Have you ever heard of a potion that lets people talk to animals? Or perhaps it just makes them believe they can. Anyway, if you ever come across that shit, don't drink it. Just to keep a clear head. So what's the story you want to tell me? You can start now. Do you know I can see radar waves? I was told it's a retinal anomaly. So you're a mutant. You're not afraid to admit this to passing strangers? I'm a mutant, and it's only in a strictly technical sense. The only thing that makes me different is that I can see beautiful patterns of colorful ether around antennas, but not here in Trudograd. That's why I want to share my gift with the world. There's something very wrong with the radio signals in this area. I think there's something wrong with your head, mate. Aren't you bored with yourself? Explain miracles as mere illusions and lies must be so dull. The world changed after the bombing. Let me show you the terrible omens in the ether above us. Cast your gaze skyward. Oh, get off me. Yeah, you're not robbing me. What the heck are they doing in there? Andy? box. Well, that's what this is then. It's illegal breaking into someone else's apartment. You're immediately confronted by a group of hard-looking no-gooders bent over a cluster of dynamite and wires laid out on the floor. The thugs staring at you, mouths agape. Pardon me, I must have entered the wrong apartment by mistake. Not to moonwalk your retreat, but one of the thugs interrupts you with a shout. So too much, get him! Attack! Okay, we're gonna do this differently. Let's see here. Let's see if we can do it this way. Yes, we can do so much. Okay. I'm just trying to see if we can do this. I don't think so. He has got so dead, man. Hmm. Ah. Okay, it's not like the other, the first Atom RPG. You know, when you shoot, you can hit their, they hit your own guys. Here it's like, no, here's like perfect aim, it seems like. Let me see if we can do it this differently then. Why did he not take a damage? Holy shit, what the heck was that? Okay, this is not what I'm supposed to be able to do at this level, I guess. We are like... I would have thought this would have done something better. Oh. Its head just got shot off. God damn, how many times you get to shoot? I'll do die. No, that's what the heck? Wrong thing. Why does he just run up like... Hmm. Well, well, well. That was an interesting encounter. Hmm. What? Let's see. Here's going to this place, and then we have that one to check in. Plenty of bones.